All right, what up, folks? Lou here from Consciously Lou, and I wanted to shoot a video today because of an experience I had uh, yesterday, but like towards midnight. But some of you know I've been making videos about like experiencing abundance, like creating abundance and feeling abundant or access. How can I put it? Basically, how to be abundant even though you don't have a lot, and how that is what produces true abundance. Um, so my theory, basically, for anybody who hasn't heard me speak before, is that the kingdom is where everything is. So when Jesus talks about the kingdom is within, seek ye first the kingdom, not the things. If you seek first the kingdom, all those things are there, and the kingdom is actually the place where you create on an energetic level, and then it manifests itself on the physical plane. All right. So, or basically, when he says, believe that you have received and you shall receive. So, you first believe, which is something that you do internally, consciously, on a conscious level. Believe or be live, make it become live in a physical. All right. So, I've been practicing this and kind of documenting it a little bit as I learn and grow. So, one of the last things I realized was how to be faithful over the little. But even before that, the thing that I realized was that whenever I need something, I get it. And it's not necessarily that I have to go out there and get it, but I'm taken care of on the same level as birds. Like birds don't have to work for their food. They don't have to do anything for their to live. They deserve to live, therefore they live. So how much this is what Jesus says. So how much more so us, those that are made in the image of God, how much more so will he take care of us, or God take care of us, it take care of us, however you want to put it. Elohim, they. So if that's the case, that if we're taken care of, then I realize that my abundance isn't in the access. It's not in having more than enough. That's not necessarily abundance, but abundance is the fact that I will always have what I need. Where did it come from? It came from the intangible to the physical, to the from the non-physical to the physical, from the kingdom here. And then the kingdom is where the king reigns, and the king is wealthy, uber rich, right? Owns everything. So in that place, everything exists that I need on this side. So my abundance is over there. I have a storehouse full of wealth, though it's not accessible to the eye. It's accessible to the eye of faith, the single eye. If your eye be single, then your body is full of light. If your eye be double or not single, then your body is full of darkness. So having the eye of faith allows you to see into that realm. That's what Jesus says. If you're not born again, which is a whole thing in and of itself, if you're not that, you can't see the kingdom or enter the kingdom. So if the kingdom is where all the abundance and stuff is, how can you access it if you're not born again? And that, like I said, that's a whole different message in and of itself. But basically, so what happened recently, I always go through this cycle where there's an abundance. I'm feeling real good, getting some money, basically. Getting money. Doing the money dance. And then then there's this part where the money dries up, and it's like you never know what's about to happen. So I I buy food every day. That's how I eat. I don't cook, I buy food. I outsource my food. So that's something I buy on a daily basis. So the money that comes in, I use that to live. I do internet marketing. So my money that I make passive income. That money comes in, I use that to live. I don't have a steady paycheck like everybody else. So when my money comes in, you know, when if it's drying up, then there is no paycheck on Friday that I know I'm going to get. I have to get more business. You know what I mean? That means that my website or something that I'm doing has to produce traffic that produces a conversion or a sale that puts money in my pocket. Some of the money that comes in, I get paid on like every 30 days or every 15 days or every 7 days or every 60 days. I don't always get it instantly. When it comes to PayPal, I get it instantly. So a lot of the times what will happen is I'll be in close to a need. I'll foresee this need, and I can't see any possible solution. So what I normally do is wreck my brain and 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 worry and get anxiety and all this stuff, acid reflux, all this until I get an idea. And then I implement that idea and that might work. But what once I realized that what I was doing there was the opposite of being abundant, I was more so pushing that away. I began to, in that situation where that would start to rise up, I would try to purposely be, or mostly the time I would worry, and then something would happen and I would get what I needed. And I would worry and get what I needed, and then worry and then get what I needed. And then I started thinking this way, and then I started to realize that every time I worry, normally right when I give up, things break, boom, and then I get what I need. So I said, you know what, let me sit back and observe this and try to do this on purpose. So the next time I'm going through this, instead of worrying and all that, I just start feeling abundant. And lo and behold, it would work, even though I would still experience a lot of anxiety. Well, this last time, I didn't experience any anxiety. Well, I did. I experienced a very, very, very small portion of anxiety. Very, very, very small. And because I just kept, it's like I knew in my mind, like I knew, just wait, just wait. If I just wait, I know I'm going to get, like I know what I need is going to come. And lo and behold, it did. It did today. I got a payment of $125 from business that I was not expecting at all. So I didn't know how I was going to get the money, and then the money came. But I knew I was going to get the money, like to the point where I was so confident this time, I was afraid that I was overconfident and that the lesson would grow higher and that something else would have to happen in order for me to get, to build more muscle in this area. And which is probably the case. I might be graduating now. I don't know, but I wasn't as anxious this time, to the point where I was actually more so afraid that I was being too Joe with God, I guess you could say. Like, oh, I know what it is now, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. But it still came. So yeah, it's kind of like a testimony video, whatever, documentary, and a case study. All those things rolled into one, looking at abundance and how to uh, kind of do the law of attraction thing where you control your energy. So instead of letting the things that your two eyes see, because your eyes or your senses, period, at least the five senses, are nothing but a feedback mechanism. They don't tell you anything except the results that you've got from what you did in the past. They don't tell you about the future. There's only one sense that you can use for the future, and that's the third eye or the mind's eye, the eye that you use to see into the realm of faith, because faith is the opposite of sight. Sight is what you use these two eyes for. Jesus says that makes dark. That makes the third eye closed or dark. When you close these two eyes, the other eye that you see light with is the third eye or the mind's eye. When that eye is in use, that's when light is internal, not external. Because when you use these two eyes, the images that you receive come from this external light. What light do you use to receive images when the eyes are closed? That's the internal light. That's the true light. So when that eye is open, or when you use that eye, that's when you can see into the realm of, or seeing what you do not have yet, seeing yourself having what you do not have yet, seeing yourself doing what you haven't done yet or can't do yet. When you see it there, it's real. That's a whole nother lesson, but basically when you see it there, the body believes that you have experienced it, and then it creates neural pathways which make that intangible thing cross over to this side of reality and become tangible here, which will make you do the action. Yada yada yada. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.